wrong for finally standing up to my mom's emotional manipulation during Thanksgiving? Background and early years. Growing up in a household where emotions were a currency, I learned the hard way that peace came at a price. My mother was the self-appointed emotional banker, and every interaction was a transaction where she always seemed to end up the creditor. From my earliest memories I can recall the delicate dance of managing her feelings, like walking through a field of emotional landmines. I remember being 8 years old, excited about winning my first school art competition. Instead of celebration, I got a lecture about how she had wanted to be an artist but gave it up to raise me. That was my first lesson in how even my achievements could become about her sacrifices. By 12, I had mastered the art of emotional preemptive strikes, carefully planning how to tell her about my day, rehearsing conversations in my head, and always having a way to redirect the conversation to acknowledge her feelings. It wasn't just exhausting, it was soul-crushing. The build-up to Thanksgiving. This year, at 32, I finally felt stable enough both emotionally and financially to host Thanksgiving at my new house. It was meant to be a fresh start, a chance to create new traditions, and maybe, just maybe, establish a healthier dynamic with my mother. I spent weeks preparing, meticulously planning the menu, accounting for everyone's dietary restrictions, arranging the seating chart to minimize potential conflicts, even consulting a therapist about strategies to maintain boundaries while keeping the peace. My partner, who's witnessed the emotional aftermath of our interactions for years, helped me set up breathing exercises and code words for when things got tense. We were prepared for everything, or so we thought. The Thanksgiving Day timeline. 10:00 am, the calm before the storm. Family members start arriving. Everything seems perfect. The turkeys in the oven sides are prepped. Mom arrives with her signature passive-aggressive entrance. "Oh, you didn't want me to bring anything. I always cooked everything for our holidays." 2:00 p.m. the first cracks. The initial comments start rolling in. "You never call anymore. I see you had time to post on Facebook, but couldn't return my texts. Your cousin Sarah calls her mother every day." 3:00 p.m. the main event. As everyone gathers around my carefully set table, which she noted wasn't using her tablecloth, the real show begins. Between passing the mashed potatoes and complimenting the stuffing, Mom launches into her greatest hits. "You know, family means everything to me. I've always put everyone first, always, but sometimes I wonder if anyone notices." I can see my aunt's eyes roll slightly. She's seen this performance before. The breaking point, the final straw, came when she started comparing my hosting to her decades of sacrifice. That's when something in me snapped. 20+ years of suppressed feelings came rushing out. "Mom, you really need to stop playing the victim. It's exhausting, and it's exactly why we don't get along." The aftermath. The reaction was immediate and explosive. Mom's face crumpled like she'd been physically struck. Tears started flowing right on cue, a cynical part of me noted. She launched into her well-rehearsed role of the wounded mother. Dad, playing his usual part as peacekeeper, followed her out. The family divided faster than leftovers at the end of dinner. Team Mom, she's your mother, how could you? Team Reality Check, someone had to say it. Team Switzerland, awkwardly staring at their plates. The following days, the aftermath has been a masterclass in family dynamics. Silent treatment from Mom, daily calls from relatives taking sides, Dad's diplomatic attempts at reconciliation, extended family group chats exploding with opinions, unsolicited advice from every direction, self-reflection. Now, in the quiet aftermath, I find myself wondering, was it worth disrupting a holiday to finally speak my truth? Could I have found a better way to address years of emotional manipulation? Am I wrong for choosing that moment to break the cycle? Does timing matter when it comes to standing up for yourself? The thing is, I don't regret what I said. I regret that it took me this long to say it. Every time I've swallowed my feelings to keep the peace I've been teaching her that her behavior is acceptable. Maybe sometimes love means being brave enough to speak uncomfortable truths. The bigger picture, this isn't just about one Thanksgiving dinner gone wrong. It's about breaking generational patterns of emotional manipulation, learning to set healthy boundaries with family, understanding that love doesn't mean enabling harmful behavior, recognizing that sometimes growth requires discomfort. Questions for reflection. So now I ask you, am I wrong for finally standing up to years of emotional manipulation? Should family harmony always come at the cost of personal truth? At what point does protecting someone's feelings become enabling their behavior? How do we break unhealthy family patterns without breaking the family itself? Looking forward, as the dust settles, I realize this might be the beginning of a new chapter in our relationship. Either we'll learn to interact with more honesty and healthier boundaries, or we'll continue this dance of hurt feelings and manipulated emotions. But at least now, the steps to this dance have changed. What do you think? Am I wrong for finally speaking up, or was this long overdue?